7, 2022, while for Mamsar, it is valid until April 23, 2022. So the submissions are responsive. For the valid pickup license, what is required is for highway, road, no, for road, highway, pavement, railways, airport, horizontal structures, and bridges, we require large B triple A, category triple A. So Tukwing submitted a triple A large B category. So this satisfies the requirement, while also Mamsar submitted a category triple A large A. So considering that Tukwing already met the requirement for roads, highway, and pavement, so this is responsive. For the second license, pickup license that we require for building an industrial plant, we require large A, category double A. Well, Tukwing submitted triple A, large B, while Mamsar triple A, medium A. So clearly, the submission of Tukwing also met the criteria. I mean, the requirement for the project. So it is also responsive. Both of these pickup licenses are valid until June 20, 2022. And considering that this is a joint venture, they also submitted a special contractor's license with the category AAA large B. And this is valid until June 20, 2022. So, short, the pickup licenses submitted by the joint venture satisfies the requirement for the project, so it is responsive. For statement of all ongoing and government private contracts, Tukwing submitted 29 ongoing government infrastructure, while Mamsar submitted 24 ongoing 24 government infrastructure projects. So we look into these submitted projects, and the submission satisfies with the requirement, with no slippages more than -15 and no slippage more than -10 for both of the companies. So it is responsive. We also sent a letter to the Department of Public Works and Highways for the status of the projects. For the statement of single largest completed contract, the first category is for the road rehabilitation. They submitted 3 projects. One is for road rehabilitation, the rehabilitation, which is for asphalt. The contract amount of this project is 902,187,612 pesos and 21 centavos. For another horizontal project submitted is for the road construction PCCP, amounting to 2,078,029,470 pesos and 21 centavos. And for the vertical project, they submitted a building construction amounting to 1,027,578,918 pesos and 99 centavos. So all these projects are more than 50% of the ABC per category. So the submissions are responsive. For the audited financial statement, Tukwing, both companies submitted the AFS for fiscal year 2019-2020, and it was received by BIR for Tukwing April 15, and for Mamsar also for April 15, 2021. So these are responsive submissions. For the NFCC, the submitted NFCC in the amount of, for Tukwing, it's 29,744,145,994 pesos and 73 centavos, while for Mamsar, it's 15,786,076,788 pesos and 30 centavos. Both of these submissions are more than the ABC of the project, so it is responsive. Joint venture agreement, they submitted a duly signed and notarized joint venture agreement, and this is responsive. For the bid security, they submitted a duly notarized bid securing declaration, so it is responsive. For the organizational chart, they also submitted a a the chart of the personnel to be assigned as per invitation to bid, and it met the minimum requirement for the project, so it is responsive. For list of contractors personnel, the technical personnel to be assigned in the project also met the requirement for the project, so it is responsive. List of contractors equipment units, the submission is also responsive as all the required items in the list of equipment are submitted. So it is responsive. Omnibus sworn statement, the duly notarized omnibus sworn statement is submitted, so it is responsive. For the certificate of site inspection, the certificate of site inspection was issued by Mr. Romero Apaw and Mr. Aniceto Halasan, the Bukidnon Airport Development Project PMO, and it was issued to Mr. Russell Gacus last September 10, 2021. So it is responsive. Photocopy of the company ID. They attached the company ID of Mr. Russell Gacus, the project manager of Mamsar Construction, so it is responsive. Photocopy of airport visitors logbook. They attach the visitors logbook of the Bukidnon Municipal Logbook with an entry of the site inspection conducted by Mr. Russell Gacus. Bid Bulletin 1, 2, and 3, and 4, they all submitted these bid bulletins. Bid Bulletin number 1 dated September 8, Bid Bulletin number 2 dated September 20, Bid Bulletin number 3 dated September 24, and Bid Bulletin number 4 dated September 24, 2021. So it's responsive. For the second envelope, the financial components, financial bid, the offered bid is in the amount of 958,353,142 pesos and 61 centavos. After bid evaluation, the calculated bid is in the amount of 958,357,741 pesos and 93 centavos. So computing the calculated bid from the ABC, a difference of 72,132,908 pesos and 18 centavos. So it is responsive. This is within the below the ABC of the project. For bill of quantities, the submission is in accordance with the bidding forms, so it is responsive. Bid proposal in accordance with, it's also in accordance with the bidding forms. It is responsive. Detailed estimates, they submitted a detailed estimates in accordance with, the submission is in accordance with the bidding forms, section 9, so it is responsive. Summary sheet indicating construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rates. These are all in accordance with Section 9, the bidding forms of the bid document, so it is responsive. Cash flow by quarter and payment schedule. It's also in accordance with the Section 9 bidding form, so it is responsive. For the submitted post-qualification documents, they already submitted all the required items as required in the post-qualification letter, and they submitted it within 5 calendar days from receipt of our letter. And we also conducted the site inspection last weekend to check the equipment as well as the projects of the bidder. So for the latest incomes and income and business tax returns, so the submission is for the business tax period 30 September 2021. So it is responsive. This is for both Mamsar and Tokwing. Other appropriate licenses, they updated, the submission is responsive since they submitted the updated PhilJEPS registration, pickup license, SEC registration, mayor's permit, and tax clearance. For the latest audited financial statement, AFS for 2019-2020 was also submitted, so it is responsive. Key personnel licenses, they also submitted uh, we checked and we verified the licenses of the personnel to be assigned, and they are all current and valid, as well as the accreditations of other technical personnel to be assigned to the project, so it is responsive. So, having said that, Tukwing Construction and Mamsar Construction Industrial Corporation was evaluated to have offered the lowest calculated responsive bid for having complied with all the legal, technical, and financial requirements. Um, uh, be it noted that during the opening of bids, the offered bid of the joint venture is lower than the uh, calculated bid after the bid evaluation. And as per Section 34.4 of the revised IRR, if BAC determines that the bidder with the lowest calculated bid passes all the criteria for post-qualification, it shall declare the said bid as the lowest calculated responsive bid and recommend to the head of the procuring entity the award of the contract to the said bidder at its submitted bid or its calculated bid price, whichever is lower. And in this case, the submitted bid price is lower than the calculated bid price. So all in all, the technical working group recommends to award the project, Bukidnon Airport Development Project Phase 3, to Queen Construction in joint venture with Mamsar Construction Industrial Corporation, being the lowest calculated responsive bid in the amount of 958,353,142 pesos and 61 centavos for consideration and approval of the Bids and Awards Committee. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
That presentation. This is really open the floor for comments or questions from members of this committee. Akala ko dali samples ko, but what's the ABC?
Sir, we cannot hear you, sir.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Better.
So, hindi nila lahat na sinabi ko. Hello?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah, I was saying at this juncture, we open the floor for discussions or questions from members. If there's any respondents have a motion. I was just asking kanina, just for reference, how much the ABC is. Because then, as I understand, this is for board approval, so we're here for recommendatory. Correct
Sir,
understand?
the ABC for the project is 1,30,490,650 pesos and 11 cents, sir.
Okay, sige, that's all from my end. Members, if you have any questions, please raise them. If not, let's have a motion. Thank you.
Nandiyan sa recommendation.
Members.
To the chair.
Yes. Please.
Yes. To the chair. Yes. I move for the recommendation to award the Bukidnon Development Project to Tokwing Construction and Mams sorry. Being the lowest calculated responsive bid
Thank you, ma'am. Is there any second?
as recommended by the TWG.
Sorry. Thank you, ma'am. Is there any second?
Second.
Thank you, Dayan. There being a motion duly seconded, the recommendation of the Eligibility for the award of the contract of the Bukidnon Airport Development Project Phase 3, passenger terminal building, runway strip, runway extension, 2 units pipe conduit, box culvert, and runway markings to Tocqueen Construction Corporation, Mamsar Construction as Occupation Joint Venture is hereby adopted, and considering the value and the amount of the contract involved, the bank is really a recommendatory body, and this will be undertaken by the CAAP Board of Directors in the next board meeting. Okay, Attorney Frank, you will be presenting at the board meeting.
Yes, sir. I will be presenting this to the board, sir. This coming board meeting, sir.
Alright, sige. Thank you. Is there anything else? So, nandito na si Sec. I need to go. Ano pa ba iba? For today?
Yes, sir. Second, sir, is the presentation of the post-qualification report for the Bicol International Airport Development Project, landscaping works.
Yeah.
Amount,
Can I request just for a brief break? I need to attend to the secretary. Okay lang po ba, members? I'm really sorry. I'll be back very shortly. Okay lang po? Let's have a maybe 10 to 15 minute break. Thank you. willing to wait for them to start? Hello?
Yes, sir. We still do have a quorum, sir.
If we're still ready, let's proceed. Please, there's a presentation for the Bicol Landscaping Tower.
Yes, sir. Bicol International Airport Development Project landscaping works amounting to 19,689,754 pesos and 89 centavos, an ADMS DOTR downloaded project.
Okay, let's go ahead, please. Thank you.
Attorney Irish, can you see my screen?
Yes, attorney.
Okay. So this is the post-qualification report of the Technical Working Group for the Bicol International Airport Development Project Landscaping Works. So this will be for the new Bicol or the Bicol New Legazpi Airport in Daraga Albay, and the approved budget of the contract is 19,698,754 pesos and 89 centavos. We opened the bids last November 3, and um, the loan bidder who passed the bid evaluation is the Versontal Infrastructure Corporation, with the calculated bid amounting to 18,311,472 pesos and 5 centavos. So here are the evaluation results for the eligibility documents. Field Job Certificate of Registration. It is responsive. It is valid until June 11, 2022. For certificate of registration, they submitted an SEC registration dated July 30, 2019, and with the company registration number CS20138630, so it is responsive. For the business or mayor's permit, they submitted the mayor's permit from LGU Daraga in Albay, and it was issued last 19 January 2021 and valid until December 31, 2021. Just responsive. Tax clearance, it is valid until June 21, 2022, so it is responsive. Pickup license, the requirement for the project is small B, license category C and D for road, highway, pavement, railways, airport, horizontal structures, and bridges. The submitted pickup license is triple A, category triple A, large B. So this is way above the requirement of the project, and it is valid until 30 June 2022, so it is responsive. For the statement of all ongoing projects, only 2 ongoing projects were submitted, and they don't have any negative slippages, more than 15, negative 15 and negative 10%, so it is responsive. Statement of largest completed contract, they submitted the project road upgrading of Bansalan Mount Apo National Park Road. The nature of her work is road construction, and it is located in Davao del Sur. The contract price is 283,464,522 pesos and 59 centavos. The submitted project is similar to the contract to be bid, and its contract amount is more than 50% of the ABC of the project, so it is responsive. For the audited financial statement, they submitted an financial statement for fiscal year 2019-2020. It is stamp received by the BIR, 15 April 2021, so it is responsive. Bidders computation of NFCC, the submitted NFCC in the amount of 559,040,989 pesos and 46 centavos. It is more than the ABC of the project, so it is responsive. Joint venture agreement is not applicable in this case. For the technical documents, bid security, they submitted duly notarized bid securing declaration. It is responsive. Organizational chart, it is in accordance with the submission is met the minimum required personnel as per invitation to bid. It is responsive. List of contractors personnel, it is also responsive since the personnel to be assigned are they met the criteria as per invitation to bid. So it is responsive. Contractors equipment, the submitted equipment or the equipment to be assigned to the project met the minimum required equipment as per invitation to bid. It is responsive. And omnibus sworn statement, they submitted a duly notarized omnibus sworn statement. It is responsive. Certificate of site inspection, Mr. John Conda conducted the site inspection last October 25 and Ms. Cynthia Tumanot issued the certificate of site inspection. So it is responsive. Photocopy of the company ID, the company ID of Mr. Conda, the project in charge of horizontal infrastructure, was submitted, so it is responsive. Photocopy of the visitor's logbook, they attach the CAAP logbook of with the entry name of Mr. John Conda, so it is responsive. Bid bulletin is not applicable in this case. For the financial component, the financial bid form, the submitted bid in the amount of 18,311,472 pesos and 5 centavos. And the calculated bid is in the amount of 18,311 pesos, 434 pesos and 51 centavos. A difference from the ABC amounting to 1,378,320 pesos and 38 centavos. So it is responsive. It is within the it is below the ABC of the project. Bill of quantities, it is in accordance with the bidding form, so it is responsive. Bid proposal, it is also in accordance with the bidding form, so it is responsive. Detailed estimates is also in accordance with the submission is also in accordance with the bidding form, so it is responsive. Summary sheet indicating the materials, labor, and equipment rates. All of the submissions are in conformity with the forms under Section 9, so it is responsive. Cash flow by quarter in payment schedule, it is responsive. It is in accordance with the bidding forms. The Versontal submitted within the prescribed period, which is 5 days, the post-qualification documents, and all of the documents are in order and responsive. So for the latest income tax, they submitted for the business tax period 31 October 2021. It is responsive. Other licenses, they submitted the same submission in their technical with the updated part. So it is responsive. Latest audited financial statement, they also submitted the AFS for 2019-2022 and was received by BIR April 15, 2021. So it is responsive. Key personnel to be assigned to the project, all their licenses are current and valid, and these are all responsive submissions. The submission of Versontal Infrastructure Corporation was evaluated to have offered the lowest calculated responsive bid for having completed or having complied the legal, technical, and the financial documents. So the submission, the bid submission of the bid submission, the bid amount submitted by Versontal during the bid opening is higher than the calculator than the calculated bid, and in section 34.4 the contract amount should the award be given is will be based on the amount whichever is lower from the submitted and or the calculated bid price. So with that, we are recommending, the TWG recommending to award the project to Versontal Infrastructure Corporation, the Bicol International Airport Development Project, being the lowest calculated responsive bid in the amount of 18,311,334 pesos and 51 centavos for consideration, sir, and approval.
Thank you, Attorney Cal, for that presentation. Let's actually open the discussion for any comments or questions. There's none that's have. I just have one question again. Horizontal infrastructure, I believe, is the existing contractor we have for some of the land side or the air side facilities. Tama ba? Is that
Sir,
correct?
pardon, sir. I
It's a
cannot
project
hear you well,
area.
sir.
Hello, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Sir?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was asking kasi when we were in Bicol, ang kasama namin na contractor that was there, dalawa. One for UTI, one for CAAP. I think the tower area, horizontal, horizontal din ba yun? Is that, are
Yes,
they
sir.
the
Versatile.
same contractors that already did some portion of the Bicol Airport?
Yes, sir. That's correct, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Some portions of the Bicol work, sir, are done by Versatile Infrastructure Corporation, sir.
Okay. So they're already there, so it won't be difficult to mobilize.
That's correct, sir.
Okay. Sige, I don't have any further questions. Other members, do we have questions? If there's the second question, please. Members? Sorry. Hindi ko alam kung members, do we have any comments if there's none? Let's have a motion, please. The recommendations for the award of the landscaping works. This is only amounting 8,300,000 pesos to Horizontal Infrastructure Corporation. Do you have a motion?
To the chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Apo. I move for the recommendation to award the Bicol International Airport Development landscaping works to Versatile Infrastructure being the lowest calculated responsive bid.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you for that.
I second the motion, Mr. Chair.
There being a motion duly seconded, the Bicol National Airport Development Project Landscaping Works is hereby awarded to Horizontal Infrastructure Corporation as recommended for having submitted the lowest calculated responsive bid amounting to 18,311,434 pesos and 51 centavos. Alright, let's just coordinate these so that we can implement this. Moving on, do we have anything else for today? Secretariat, do you have anything else for this?
Yes, sir. Next, sir, is the presentation of bid evaluation report for the following project. First is the Mlang Airport Development Project, rehabilitation of passenger terminal building, construction of powerhouse, construction of vehicular parking area, provision of concrete curbs, sidewalks, wheel stop, and pavement markings at VPA, construction of 10-gallon steel water tank, construction of drainage system at VPA, and construction of transformer yard amounting to 31,576,981 pesos and 54 centavos, an ADMS DOTR downloaded project. This will be presented by Attorney Frank Marty of the TWG, Mr. Chair.
Please go ahead. Thank you.
Attorney Irish, can you see my screen now?
Yes po.
So this will be for the Mlang Airport Development Project. The bid evaluation report was conducted by the technical working group, and here is the outcome of our evaluation. So the approved budget for this contract is 31,576,981 pesos, and we opened the bids last November 5, 2021. So there were actually four bidders who signified their intention and who bought the bidding documents, and all these four bidders tendered their bid proposals within the prescribed period. And during the opening, they also witnessed the opening of bids last November 5. During the opening of bids, we only examined the submitted proposal using the non-discretionary pass-fail criteria, and only three of the four bidders were initially rated as passed for having submitted or complied with the requirements under the checklist. The submitted proposal of Coffee Joe Construction Supply was disqualified for failure to submit an affidavit, a notarized affidavit of no pending case against the government. Except for Coffee Joke, the TWG recommended that the submissions of Rely Construction Supply, Ware Construction International, and Rowim Builders Construction Supply be evaluated for having passed the opening of bids. So here are our findings. The submitted bid of Rely Construction Supply and Rowim Builders Construction Supply, we cannot determine the calculated bid, and we are recommending this for disqualification, and we will show later on the grounds for disqualification. For Ware International, the submitted bid, the Ware International, the third lowest bid in the amount of 30,306,670 pesos and 11 centavos, and after bid evaluation, the calculated bid now is 30,716,789 pesos and 58 centavos. This is within the ABC, and the submission is complete. So I will go now to the grounds for disqualification for the Rely Construction Supply. This is our requirement. First, as you can see in your screen, under item 1.01 site works, we require a dump truck with 12 cubic what yard? 12 cubic yeah 12, sorry. Our requirement is a dump truck with capacity of 12 cubic yard, but the submission of Rely, they only indicated dump truck without specifying the capacity of the dump truck. So clearly, this is an incomplete bid. And also in the materials, they only indicated gravel base, but our requirement is grade 1 gravel base. So that is for Rely Construction. Another one is yung sa 16-inch number 16 GI tire wires. Yung submission naman po ni Rely is tire wire lang, number 16. So hindi siya specific na dapat galvanized, GI siya. Another non-compliance ni Rely Construction is dito po sa under item 1.04 steelworks. We indicated here or specific on the materials to be supplied or used for the project, but in the submission of Rely, hindi po naka-indicate yun. Ninalagay lang nila na total kilograms. Itong 22,121.66 kilograms. So, ito po yung requirements natin. Wala siya nitong mga lahat na nasa box po. For rowing builders naman po, yung requirement po natin, we require 25 mm diameter by 3 meters na EMT pipe. Pero sa submission ni Rowim, yun yung hindi niya nailagay. So, it's an incomplete bid din po. Another non-compliance ni Rowing Builders is yung sa item 2.06 doors and windows. Ang requirement po natin under Windows W3, 10 sets yung ipro-provide nila, pero yung sa submission po nila is they will only give 5 sets, so incomplete po yung submission nila. So having said that, I mean, having seen the grounds for this qualification of both Rely and ROIM, only the proposal of where corporation was ascertained complete for offering the required items in the detailed estimates. And the proposals of Rely Construction and ROIM Builders were found to be incomplete for offering a deficient list of materials, labor, and equipment in the required items in the detailed estimates. So, with that, where Corporation International is considered as a single calculated bid in the amount of 30,716,789 pesos and 58 centavos. We now at the technical working group are recommending the following. First is the disqualification of Rely Construction and Supply and ROIM Builders Construction Supply due to for offering an incomplete bid, and secondly is that the bid proposal of Ware Corporation International to undergo post-qualification process being evaluated as a single calculated bid in the amount of 30,716,789 pesos and 58 centavos for consideration, sir, and approval.
Thank you for that presentation. So we have your recommendation for qualification for Ware Corporation International for having been evaluated and considered as passed with the open bids criteria, and as well as the disqualification of the other bidders who had offered the bid. Do we have questions from members of the please? Thank you. Members, motion please.
Would the chair like to make a motion?
Yes, go ahead.
Um, I move that the recommendation of the TWG to be adopted first for the bid proposals of Rely Construction and ROM Builders to be disqualified for offering an incomplete bid, and second for the bid proposal of Ware Corporation to undergo post-qualification process for the Inland Airport Development Project.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there any second?
I second the motion, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. There being a motion duly seconded, the recommendation of TWG first for the disqualification. Rely Construction and Supply and Growing Builders and Construction and Supply is hereby adopted for offering an incomplete bid. And secondly, for the recommendation of TWG for the conduct of post-qualification evaluation for the Ware Construction Corporation International bid for having been considered as the single calculated bid for this project is hereby adopted. TWG kindly make the necessary coordination for the post-qualification. Secretariat has issued the necessary letters as soon as possible. Thank you. Let's move on, please. We have another bid evaluation.
Yes, sir. The bid evaluation for the Sangley Airport Development Project Phase 2, construction of 2 units hangar, construction of 2 units pump station, sheet piling works, site development, airside strip, reclamation works, and other drainage canal amounting to 460,610,038 pesos and 04 centavos, and ADMS DOTR downloaded project will be presented by Attorney Frank, sir.
So this is for the Sangley Airport Development Project Phase 2. Attorney Irish, can you see my screen now?
Yes,
Can you
Attorney.
Okay. So the ABC of the project is 460,610,038 pesos and 4 centavos, and we opened the bids last November 12, 2021. For this project, there were actually 10 who um, initially signified their intention to participate for for the bidding of this project, and the list of the companies are flashed in your screen right now. VT Lao, Northern Builders in joint venture with NSV Construction, BM Marketing, AC Tumang Construction, Jasa Builders in joint venture with AL Salazar, ABF Construction, LSD Construction, Christian Ian Construction, EML Construction, and Fiat Construction, China Construction First Group, and Sino Construction Consortium. But of the 10 bidders who purchased the bid documents, only 7 submitted their proposals, and all these proposals were opened and checked in the presence of the bidders' representatives and observers. Um, all the submitted bids passed the pass-fail criteria during the opening of bids. Thus, the TWG recommended for the post-qualification, no, for the bid evaluation of all the submitted bid proposals. So here are the results of the bid evaluation. Um, the the lowest submitted bidder is also the lowest calculated bidder. Fiat Construction, China Construction First Group Limited, Sino Construction Corporation Consortium. The calculated bid is 352,992,449 pesos and 10 centavos. The submission is below the ABC, and they submitted a complete bid as indicated in the bid documents. The second lowest calculated bidder is from Jasa Builders in joint venture with AL Salazar. The calculated bid amount is 370,975,618 pesos and 12 centavos. While the submissions of EML Trading Construction and Trading, LSD Construction, VT Lao, and AC Tumang, and the joint venture Northern Builders and MSV Constructions were all they all submitted an incomplete bid, and we are recommending this for disqualification. So I will be showing now the grounds for the disqualification of the bidders recommended for disqualification. First is for the EML Construction and Trading. Our requirement is stainless steel as indicated in item 4.02A for mechanical works. Our requirement is stainless steel vent cup with insect screen, 100 mm diameter applicable pipe. This is in sets, but the submission of EML, they submitted pieces. So these are two different units. Thus, a ground for disqualification, modification of forms, which is expressly provided under BDS 11.11 that any modification or alteration of forms shall be a ground for disqualification. Next is for LSD construction supply. Ganun din po, yung requirement natin is sets, yung same item sila nagkamali, pieces din yung sa kanya. For Vicente Lau, yung requirement po natin under 3.01A, electrical works, we require yung etong metallic tubing in 1/2 inch diameter ba to? Yung thickness po ng ng electrical metallic tubing natin is 1/2 inch. Pero yung submission po ni VT Law, hindi po naka-indicate kung ano yung thickness ng metallic tubing na ipro-provide nila. At the same time, yung metal conduit naman, which is 1/2 yung thickness by 100 meters, yung under 3.01A electric nila. So, this is an incomplete bid. For Northern Builders MSV Construction Supplies, here we require yung thick, yung 50 mm thick insulated sandwich panel including its framing and accessories. Linear meter yung requirement natin, in linear meter yung unit requirements natin, pero yung submission nila, they submitted in square meters, which is a different unit of measurement. So, clearly a modification or alteration of forms. So, having seen all the disqualifications ng ground for disqualifications ng ibang bidders, only the proposals of Fiat Construction Services, China Construction First Group Corporation Limited, Sino Construction Corporation Consortium, and Jasa Builders in joint venture with AL Salazar Constructions were ascertained complete for offering all the required items in the detailed estimates, while these 5 bidders were found to have submitted an incomplete bid. So, considering the bid amount as calculated, Fiat Construction is the Fiat, China, and Sino Consortium is considered as the lowest calculated bid in the amount of 353,992,449 pesos and 10 centavos. So we are now recommending, Mr. Chair, and to the members of the BAC, the disqualification of the 5 bidders: Vicente Lao, Northern Builders in joint venture with MSV Construction, AC Tumang, LSD Construction, and EML Construction for submitting an incomplete bid. And further, we are recommending that the bid proposal of Fiat Construction Services, China Construction First Group Corporation
as having submitted incomplete bids. And secondly, for the conduct of post qualification on the bid proposal via Construction Services, China Construction First Group Corporation, and Sino Construction Corporation Consortium for having been considered as calculated bid. Do you have questions from the members? If there's none, let's have a motion, please.
To the chair, I'd like to make a question.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
To the technical working group, I'd like to confirm our basis for disqualification is for the use of the word pieces instead of sets. Don't they mean the same thing, or is this, do we really have to say the actual word sets? That's why we're disqualifying. We're disqualifying two companies.
Mr. Chair, if I may respond.
Go ahead, Ram.
Yeah, ma'am, we are considering to disqualify the bidder first. The unit of measurement for sets and pieces would not necessarily mean the same, considering that the set would imply the complete package or complete materials as indicated in the requirements, while pieces, ma'am, would probably mean different and would not I mean, they might not provide the complete set as provided in the bid documents. That is why we are also very particular in the unit of measurement as indicated, as this might affect in the implementation, or there might be an issue in the implementation why a different set of materials is being provided, or the quantity of materials is being provided.
Thank you.
And also, ma'am, aside from the fact that it is also modification and alteration of forms, we are very particular in that we have several projects already, bidders already. I mean, in several projects, we have been very strict in implementing that whatever is indicated in the form, it has to be strictly conformed or complied with or conformed with.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Dayan.
Thank you, ma'am. Do you have any other questions regarding the presentation? There's none, maybe we can have a motion, please. Thank you.
Would the chair like to make a motion?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Um, I move that the TWG recommendation be adopted for the first for the bid proposals of Vicente Pilao, Northern Builders, AC Tumang, LSD Construction, and EML Construction be disqualified for offering incomplete bids. And second, for the bid proposal of Fiat Construction Services, China Construction, and Sino Construction to undergo the post-qualification process for the Sangley Airport Development Project Phase 2.
Do we have a second?
A second, sir.
Thank you. There being a motion duly seconded, uh, the motion is hereby carried that the bid proposal of PB Lao, Northern Builders, AC Construction, Joint Venture, AC Construction, LSC Construction is applied, EML Construction of Dating being disqualified for offering a bid. Secondly, for the conduct of this qualification process with submission of Construction Services China Construction First Group Corp Ltd and Sino Construction Corporation Consortium for having been considered the lowest calculated bid for this project. Kindly, kindly coordinate please the necessary documentation for the qualification process. Thank you.
Yes, yes, Mr.
Do we have anything else?
Yes, sir. Last, sir, is the bid evaluation.
Nantay na ako sa loob.
Sir, last na po, bid evaluation report of the Basco Airport Development Project, CY 2019, widening of stopway, expansion of apron, runway and taxiway asphalt overlay, including street width correction. This is a
Can we
rebid.
do this very quickly, please? I'm sorry. I really need to go in the event space. Maraming tayo. Can we do this really quickly? Go ahead, please. Thank you.
Sir, Attorney Frank will present for the TWG, sir.
Okay. Just quick report, Mr. Chair, for the Basco Airport Development Project. This is actually a rebid, and we opened the bid last November 17. Three bidders submitted their bid proposals, and all of these bidders were passed during the opening up. I mean, the submissions of the bidders were rated as passed during the opening of bids. So here are the results. Only the submission of St. Timothy was disqualified. I mean, will be submitted for disqualification due to non-comply. I mean, for failure to comply the required items in the detailed estimates. While Mindanao RAC and Ware corporations submitted a complete and bids which are below the ABC of the project. Ware Corporation International submitted the lowest calculated bid. So here is the ground for disqualification for St. Timothy. In the bill of quantities, what is required in the embankment from barrow excavation is cubic meter, but St. Timothy submitted it in square meters. So this is something that is not really similar or not acceptable. So with that, we find the proposal of Ware Corporation in Mindanao complete, and the proposal of St. Timothy as non-compliance with the form or the CAAP form is a modification and alteration of the bill of quantities, and it is not allowed in BDS clause 11.1. So with that, Mr. Chair, we are recommending that the bid proposal of St. Timothy be disqualified and the bid proposal of Ware Corporation to undergo post-qualification being the lowest calculated bid for the Basco Airport Development Project rebid. For consideration, sir, and approval.
We go back to the table. This is very good.
Ano po? Ano, sir? Ay, kung saan.
Do you have a motion?
Motion, ah?
Yes, ma'am. Motion.
Yes, ma'am.
To the chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, thank you.
Um, I move that the TWG recommendation be adopted first for the bid proposal of St. Timothy Corporation to be disqualified for modifying and altering the bill of quantities form. And second, for the bid proposal of Rare Corporation International to undergo post qualification process for this project.
I second the
Second.
motion, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. There because it responded the PWG is adopted. Where let there be a cut-off post-qualification evaluation of the Corporation International for having submitted the lowest calculated bid and accordingly issued the disqualification with this certification or having failed to comply with the implementation requirements. Okay, let's just coordinate. Sige. Wala na, please, next agenda. Tapos,
No other matter, sir.
we have, what's the other meeting? I specifically asked na ma-cancel to and I only agreed because of Bukidnon and the bigger projects that we really need to wrap up before the board meeting. Pero sobrang naman ang nilagay. Wala naman tayo pang board meeting this week. Back meeting.
We have on Friday, sir, the opening for Ozamis at Katbalogan, sir, in the afternoon, 2 p.m.
Sige. Please avoid doing the rest sa mahaba. Okay. Limit it to like 2 videos something. Sige, thank you. I apologize. Thank you again, Ma'am Dayan, Ma'am Bani, and Ma'am Joyce for being present. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Maraming salamat din, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sir, stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am Dayan, Ma'am Vani, Ma'am Joyce.
Bye.
Bye po.
Bye. Thank you.